Banda Ramudu. A boy named Ramudu narrates his story, where he's become very, very passive while everybody around him aggressively bullies him pretty much all of his childhood. Um, this is the first story of his. I'm hoping people will see the real boy eventually in the coming stories, and they will start treating him the way he deserves to be. Banda Ramudu. So his actual name is Sri Rama Chandramurti. That's what his mom and dad named him. And that is such a beautiful name. But he ended up, getting called all kinds of names like, you're a dull head Ramudu, um, you're a mud head Ramudu, you're a slow Ramudu, you're an idiot Ramudu, things like that, like very mean things. Like pretty much all of his neighbors and relatives and even his own family has been bullying him pretty much all his life. And according to Ramudu, his favorite name is Banda Ramudu, which actually means stubborn, not like high-willed. It's more like he's become so stubborn. He's like immune to any beatings. Like he was physically beaten by his dad many number of times, and a few more male adults in his life. So he's become stubborn in that way. So that's the name he prefers. I mean, at a very young age, the child already realized like what he's going through, and how the world is, and how they treat him, and how to survive in the world, in a very aggressively bullying world. So this is his story. Yeah. Um, so this story starts when he was homeschooled for a while, and then eventually he joined a school, and the first day of school, his teacher, at the end of the day, his teacher asks them, "Hey kids, what story do you wanna hear today?" And the other classmates of him, they tell him like to ask the teacher for Maya Lady Kada. That means the demon deer from Ramayana. And and Ramudu, without knowing anything about it, that they were pranking him, he asks the teacher to tell them the story of the Maya lady. And immediately the teacher gets really, really mad at him, takes a ruler and beats the boy black and blue. The boy cries, but he does not do anything about it, does not tell his parents or anything, um, because if he does, his dad will beat him up again. So, on his way home, one of his classmates tells him, like, the master's name is Ramanaya, and he's thin, and he has slender legs, and he tends to walk very, very fast. So, people nicknamed him Maya Lady. That's the reason he thought you were making fun of him, and that's the reason he beat you up. And poor Ramudu did not know anything about it, and he went along with his friends and got beaten. So the next day, Ramudu does not feel like going to school, but he has to. If he doesn't, his dad will give him noogies, which Ramudu hates more. So he goes to the school, and today the teacher kind of is like sad about um, the way he treated the boy the previous day. I mean, he beat him up unnecessarily, so he treats the boy very affectionately and very kindly, and the boy has not experienced that before, and he's like kind of happy about it. And then in one of the classes, the teacher decides to uh, do drawings, like make them do drawings and stuff. So um, he starts to draw something, and then he he reaches out to a container, which is usually in his robes. Um, you know, he uses the container to put a medicine called, it's like a sniffing medicine for sinuses. He reaches out for that medicine and he's out of it. So he calls the boy. He says like, Ramudu, and the boy thinks like, oh my god, I'm going to get beaten again. I mean, like, he's been beaten so many times that's how he thinks. I mean, that's his first natural reaction when anybody calls him, which is kind of sad. So he goes to his teacher, and his teacher is like, Ramudu, can you go get me some nasium? That is the sniffing medicine. Can you get me some nasium from the shop next door? And Ramudu is like, sure sir, I do shopping for like all the people in my neighborhood. I'll do it. I'll do it. So he takes the box, he takes the money, and he goes to the store and gives it to the owner and asks for nasium. While this is happening in the streets, a bunch of acrobats come and they're doing acrobatics. And acrobatics is like kind of fun, right? So he's a little boy, so he keeps looking at them. And they say they ask for a volunteer, and Ramudu like really wants to go and be a volunteer and do something crazy or heroic, but he suddenly remembers his class and his teacher, and the teacher's beating. So he's like, okay, I need to go. So he grabs whatever is on the store counter, and he runs back to his class, and he puts the box on the table, and he goes and sits down in his usual place. So today the master is drawing the drawing of a scorpion. So once he's done drawing the scorpion, he turns around and he finds a matchbox instead of the box, like his sniffing box. So the master asks like, what happened to the nasium? And Ramudu goes and he looks at the matchbox. He opens it. There is a baby scorpion in the matchbox. Somebody picked a baby scorpion and put it in the matchbox to play with it or whatever. So which was also kind of like a common thing even when I was growing up. I grew up probably like not probably, like it was like a forest. Now it's a huge city, but back when I was growing up, it was a forest. We had scorpions and snakes all the time. Oh yeah, so it was, having a scorpion in the house was like it's a scary thing, but it was a common thing. And there were some brave kids that they would like pick up the scorpions and they would store them in little matchboxes or other boxes and things like that. So this was a common thing. So he takes the matchbox, he goes back to the shop. Ramudu goes back to the shop and he asks for the nasium. But the shopkeeper, he is not a very nice guy. I mean, he sees an opportunity to take advantage of a little kid, and he does. He makes the boy get water for him. And he makes the boy sweep all of the floors and everything, and then he gives the nasium and the box. So finally Ramudu gets the box, comes back to the class, gives it to the teacher, sits down in his place, and he's like, oh, thank God I'm alive today. I did not get beaten today. One day I did not get beaten. So he had a good second day of school, I guess. We'll hear more about this.